Call to order the 16th meeting of the Water Director Service Center. We have a new member.
We do have a new member. I want to welcome Robert Boyes. He clawed and fought to be on this board. He wanted it so bad. And in the end, the Madawaska School Committee said, absolutely, you can do it. So Robert takes Mr. Kent's place. Robert, we thank you for your service.
It's great, right?
Roll call.
Louis Dugal.
Here.
Gerard Castonguay.
Here.
Jake Carrier.
Here.
Tammy Cody.
Here.
Josh Desjardins.
Here.
Toby Jambé.
Here.
Robert Boyes.
Here.
Rose McCory. Gary Sibley.
Here. Do we have any adjustments to the agenda?
I have no adjustments, but I do have a few statements. The sound here is not excellent, and we did move the venue in the event that we were going to have any public participation. We want to make sure we could allow for that, so that's why we moved the venue. So when you're speaking, you're going to have to try to enunciate and be loud so that the live stream can hear. Second item I'd like to address is that because Mr. Kent did step down, we're going to defer to the vice chair for now until we feel comfortable that it's the right time to appoint a new chairman. And I'm just advising at this time that we probably don't entertain that until we've had discussions about governance and how we're going to move forward. I just want us to be very cautious about votes that we take. Moving in the near future, I think we can defer back to what we have in place, and Mr. Sibley is well qualified to run the meeting. So if it's okay with everyone, we're just going to default to that what we voted in place last time, and wait a little bit to fill the chairman position. And then along those lines, the same thing with any votes that we're going to take. I purposely did not put a lot of action on this agenda. We do have the minutes to approve. 8 out of 9 of you were here for that meeting, so if you want to approve those minutes, that would be fine. If you choose to table them until we have until we have discussions about governance, that would be fine as well. And the same thing with policy. We did review policy BDA and BEDB last time. 8 out of 9 of you were here for that. So again, I'll defer to you whether or not you want to take action on those, or if you want to table them. And then the new business is not intended to have any action, it's just, so there will be no vote. Does that sound good, everyone?
Like I said, there's no public participation. Pull up the minutes for the 15th meeting. Executive Director.
Kate Grossman, the attorney that citizens action against. So she's updating us that on September Unified Concerned Citizens and SC were on the line. The parties agreed. For that reason, the judge said that law either respond to our motion without prejudice. Toby.
So long to the public, and I think it's happening around the same time when nothing's moved that it doesn't proceed. You got 45 days.
Mr. Karen and a written report that Thank you, Mr. Karen. This item was specific to the August 26th letter from SAD 27 to the Madawaska School Committee and MSD 33 Board of Directors, notifying you all that the request to withdraw. Since then, Madawaska School Department and 33 in separate letters have responded to SAD 27. In both, I think they're both reminding SAD 27 that in our interlocal agreement, which I printed out really small, and I apologize, but in our interlocal agreement, we do have a section on withdrawal that does stipulate that withdrawal will not occur until 2043, and that if there is a dispute, we should be looking at a dispute resolution language So for your reference, on that handout I just gave you, withdrawal comes on page 10, section 18. No member may withdraw from the Regional Service Center before the later of June 30, 2043, or the date at which all the obligations of the Regional Service Center have been paid in full. In the response letters to SED 27, both Madawaska School Department and 33 reflect that language and are urging to enter the dispute resolution process, which is also in your packet. Dispute resolution is section 19, where the first step of dispute resolution should be a negotiation. Negotiation says the parties to the dispute shall negotiate in good faith and attempt to resolve any dispute, controversy, or claim arising out of the or relating to this agreement within 30 days after the date that the aggrieved member has written a notice to such dispute to the board of directors. The letter from SED 27 was addressed on August 26th, but it was only delivered to me on September 6th. So they're looking at the 30 days as coming from the receipt of the letter, not the date on the letter. So that would give us until October 6th to have that negotiation, unless you would like to have this serve as that point of negotiation where we're having those discussions here, and if we can't agree to the terms of that negotiation, we would have to move to part B, which is mediation. Another idea would be prior to October 6th to hold another think tank to serve as the negotiation phase. That's what was recommended in the letters, I believe, that the think tank look to hold that negotiation within the first 30 days and see if they can resolve anything. I'll just defer to all of you to have an open dialogue discussion about that, about the letters, and what you think should be the next step in this process. Unless you just want to talk. I will preface the conversation by saying that Giselle and I did go see the commissioner out of our own concern for the project. We knew that the timeline for the project was always very vague. The department had always told us with regards to the regional school project, as long as the project is moving forward, you're fine. And we felt that for the first time, we weren't moving forward. So we were concerned. We went to go see the commissioner on a whim, and I think, and Giselle can correct me if I'm wrong, I think the commissioner was ready to throw in the towel with our project, but we did advocate that SED 27 has some valid concerns that the other two boards do recognize as valid concerns and are ready to discuss. And in the same token, the other two SAUs have valid concerns that they would like to discuss as well. And I think in the spirit of all the work that we've done, we pleaded with the commissioner to give us a hard, fast deadline, and she did. She said December 31st, or essentially the rest of this calendar year, you have that time to enter into an agreement to form an RSU. We don't have to have everything ironed out for the RSU. We just have to agree to move forward into that RSU agreement. So I think we managed to buy us some time, and which is good. But we definitely need to figure out where to go from here.
As
think that the three districts should be as a think tank, and trying to negotiate and trying to come to some type of agreement so that, we can, send a letter to the commissioner saying that we will move forward. And
Rose is proposing the think tank meet to try to negotiate. If that is unsuccessful, the next step would be mediation, and that would be us, getting the services of a mediator in order to facilitate that process. But Rose is recommending a think tank. That would need to come before October 6th. So for your reference, I just put together next steps. You can see from the next steps, what would need to occur. I gave you my next steps in the review here. We would have to schedule a think tank either late this week or early next week to hold that negotiation. And those are the recommended dates. If it's this week, we can do Wednesday. If it's next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, at the time of your choosing that. And I know things are very busy right now, and that's pretty immediate, but that timetable is pretty strict. And then for other information, the SAP 33 Board of Directors will be meeting on October 5. MSC 27 meets on October 7, and I would be looking to reschedule the Madawaska meeting to occur either on the 6th or the 8th. That way, all three SAUs can kind of give their opinions to what the think tank and what you all discussed tonight, and move from there. If we have to move into mediation, we would be looking at, there's a list of mediators there that were recommended to me by the Valley Unified Attorney. It can be other mediators. If you know of other mediators you would like to add to that list, that's just a short list. But I would look to schedule that mediation because of time, the week of October 19 to 23, which I believe is not a moose hunting week. Am I right, Mr. Sibley?
I'm not sure.
I think it's
I like that.
Or we could defer to the week of November 2, but the later we get, the more, more time constraint it is. So hopefully we wouldn't even need mediation. We can come to the negotiation of the think tank and maybe resolve things then. But that's what I have for myself.
so we had think tank scheduled and they all got canceled, so what's the difference?
Well, I think now is, your letters are very clear to what is important to you. So I think you have some very concrete and direct talking points. And I think that would be the way to either agree to those talking points or agree to move forward with mediation. But it is part of the process that we do need to negotiate. Again, unless you want this to serve as that negotiation, skipping the think tank and then moving right to mediation if we don't resolve anything here tonight.
Well, Sacramento has a member of, think tank, Josh. Are there any members from the other districts that are on the thing?
Yep. Who's on the think tank, and is on, so we have quite a few different members here.
So I think maybe it would be up to them to decide whether they want to meet again.
I think Gary, what I think correctly, Gary, I think we're probably going to find we're thinking, but I'd like to have to do it first.
Another thing I would offer is if we're all in agreement that we'd like to meet our boards first, we can waive the 30-day negotiation period and meet directly after those 3 board meetings with the thing.
But I'm not, I mean, yeah, I got to shoot that. This is a very visual thing in my head is that I don't necessarily agree that the unified decide that what we have is agreements. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not going to talk down on the details of it, but I think everyone's positions are on the table. I would rather want to know what the board has to say. I don't want to commit to anything that I'm not comfortable with.
And I think that's a wise one. I think we all probably feel the same way that we'd like to see the report. I'm just trying to avoid 3 special board meetings in the next.
Like I said, we were supposed to be on the 28th. We opted not to because Gary was going to be on this time. Yeah. And Gary is kind of busy, but if we could slide it down a little bit, we think we might be looking at the 28th next Monday. Possible. Oh my God. Yeah, that's my position. I got no issue with meeting again. I think now that we know the positions, we're in a position.
Yep.
I did not hear all of what, Toby said, because of the.
Yeah, Toby's of the position that he would like the SAD 27 board to meet, so that board can discuss. And I'm saying, I think we probably all feel the same way that you'd like to meet with your boards.
I want to be clear, we're not making a motion to withdraw. The letters are a long way because some of you are aware. I talked to Gary briefly about this. I think we just want to kind of reset it.
Yep. You get that one? SAD 27 is not interested to have any action on withdrawal tonight. They now see your position in the 2 boards, and they just want to go back and discuss further.
Okay, so seeing that our meetings are soon, I think that would be a good thing, probably to discuss with our own boards.
Would it be okay to keep the current board meeting dates as they're all going to occur in the same week? And then we can move forward from that rather than having them rescheduled to the 28th? I mean, you can ultimately come up to your board when you want to meet, but I think all 3 boards should meet prior to a meeting.
Well, we can figure out what we don't do that.
Yeah. As food for thought, while you guys are pondering all that, I know that Valley Unified Board governance is a topic that's been discussed. This is something straight out of my brain. It's not been vetted with legal counsel. It's simply something for you to chew on. You don't even have to discuss tonight, but when you meet with your board, maybe it's something you can look at. It's something to get us to a point where once we have an RSU, things will be a little bit clearer. So I can elaborate on any of the information here if you want. Basically, what I took is the current board governance language, and in green font, you can see some potential revisions to that, and it speaks to all of your concerns. For SAD 27, it speaks to the weighted representation. For the other 2 SAUs, it speaks to representation from communities versus specific representation from just appointed boards. And this language would simply be temporary until an RSU were to be formed. And at that time, my proposal would be the RSU board becomes the Valley Unified Board if allowed by law, which I think we're investigating right now, but if we're gonna have our student govern 7 through 12, why don't we just have, that board be that unified board for the shared services? If you have any questions about what's there, essentially you're using the cost share to determine your representation, and each director represents 10% of the cost share. Rounded off. Again, this is just an idea. I don't want to sit idle and not offer you anything to think about. So what I'm hearing from this board is we'd like to meet with each our individual boards, discuss further, hold a think tank meeting as the negotiation step of dispute resolution, and then move from there. Is that correct?
That's how I hear it.
That's nothing you need to take, you need to move on, but I just want to make sure that we're clear in what our next steps are. Does anybody want to discuss anything further? I think you all know my position that this still can be a wonderful opportunity for us all, but I think we need to listen to the concerns and understand that we represent constituents that have been vocal, and we need to listen to that in the spirit of collaboration so that in 20 years from now, we're not regretting decisions that we made. So I think that the sooner we come to those resolutions, the better off, but always keeping the vision of what we have worked towards and what we can achieve together, I think is extremely important.
May I address the board of this comment?
Sure.
Okay. I lost sleep over all of this, and one day I decided I would write my thoughts down and speak to the board. So here goes. Years ago, when I was elected to the SAB Territory School Board, someone said to me, "Oh, you're into politics now." My reply was that being a school board member is not a political position. Whether a school board is in place to best serve the welfare and educational needs of our students. Is that what our three school boards are doing? It is apparent that the two districts are doing that and not what is best for all the students in the valley. The third district, on the other hand, seems more interested in giving in to special interest groups rather than doing what's best for the students they were elected to serve. Are you, sad 27, thinking of our students when you would forfeit a $100 million 7-12 educational facility completely funded by the state because the school would not be built in your town, but only 7 or 8 miles down the road? Students from our three districts have been bused to the San Juan Valley Technology Center in Frenchville for about 25 years. and everything has run smoothly. Why not save valuable instructional time and bus our students to one facility in the morning and back home in the afternoon? No more busing from one district to another during the day so that our children can take their technology courses and all of the courses. The site selection committee chose the site they thought was best, and the Valley Unified Board voted in favor of the site. We should accept that. Students will be bused from SAD 27 and Madawaska to a middle point. That makes sense to me. Just think of Penfield as a suburb of Fort Kent and Madawaska. Let's put the best interest of our students first and not give in to the pressure of special interest. By having a 7 to 12 educational facility in the valley, we can attract young families in the area. My son and daughter-in-law live in rural, 4 young children. When my son retires from the military in about 6 years, they plan to move back to the valley as they own land in San Angelo. They were really excited about their children attending the state-of-the-art school. But after listening and hearing the controversy that is going on, they now have doubts about taking that move. They're probably not the only parents that feel this way. I also hear from friends as far south as Portland who are appalled that a school district would deprive their students and all of our students of this great educational opportunity just because the school will not in their background. It is high time to do what is best for our students. Let's put our differences aside and move on. Let's work together to achieve this goal. Thank you.
Anyone else like to comment? I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. All those in favor? Unanimous. Meeting is adjourned.